Well, it's here, and I'm excited. I have a lot of good news to report. You heard it here first. I'm officially not just divorced, but I went through the divorce in 2015, and I said I was going to tell the story, so I'm going to do my best to tell the story. So let me take a seat. I went through the divorce in 2015 because we were already separated, but we couldn't afford the divorce. And long story short of it, I didn't change my last name, which was my married last name, until last week. I was a victim of identity theft, which provoked this, part of the reason, but really I wanted to go back to my maiden name for several reasons, because I wasn't really making any progress. My ex-husband has long gone, and it's better that way. There was severe abuse, and I wasn't recovering at the rate I needed to recover. I kept getting into some things, and I kept just hitting a brick wall in recovery, DV recovery. And what I mean by DV recovery is that I suffered a lot of physical abuse, and because of that, I had surgeries. I had some other problems that were not related to domestic violence, but on top of the surgeries that I had, I was physically assaulted right after surgery, and that's when he got arrested, and he ended up having 3 years of probation. So that's the story. That was the major part of the story, but really, it really did stop him from abusing me at that point. And that happened in Missouri. I came back to Pennsylvania because I had a miracle. There were miracles that were happening left and right. And it started with my furniture that was left in the storage facility, and the computer said I owed $4,000, but it was paid off. So I got a phone call from the storage facility and he said, you need to come up and get your furniture. Computer says it's paid off. So I packed up my stuff and just headed back to Pennsylvania. And I didn't pay a dime of the stuff that I left in storage years ago. And really, there was just several things that happened. There were so many indicators that I was supposed to be in Pennsylvania, and even though I didn't want to come home, I really loved living in Missouri. I ended up in a lot of places over that period, including Kentucky, which was my second choice to move to Kentucky. I had a lot of options at the time because I was literally homeless, from domestic violence. I mean, he wasn't paying not child support, but alimony. And that was the agreement of the divorce, that he was going to pay alimony. So I was left in a lot of difficult situations. But this situation landed. It was affordable rent, and I ended up in a better situation overall than this paperwork. Here you can see the court paperwork. I got my paperwork, and here I am. I'm so happy. I mean, I celebrate this because nobody should ever stay in a marriage and be abused. And I'm living proof of that. And you can share this and like this, and please, nobody should ever be abused and stay in a marriage or a relationship. There's just so much other things you can do with your life than stay in an abusive situation. And that's all I needed to share. That was my story. And thanks again for listening.